guys ready to stand up and debate? Yes? Hal Sparks,
The
everybody!
Democratic Party treat the country like they own the mortgage and they want to stay there for a long
I'm
time.
going to stop you right there. That doesn't happen.
It's Michael Loftus, everybody!
I think that their hearts are in the right place, but usually their hands go into people's wallets.
Quick
Okay.
rebuttal, quick!
Stupidest argument I've ever heard.
All they do is move money around.
And I hear it all the time.
Boom! I think we're coming together. I think we're finding some middle ground,
The all
yes?
of the above
No?
plan. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that government should be responsible for creating jobs? By the way, since Obama has been in office the last almost 8 years, 9.2 million jobs. Now, to be fair, 8 million of those were the job of a racist. So, do you feel it's the government's responsibility? Michael Loftus,
The
to
government cannot create a job.
you. Okay. How do you explain 9.2 million?
They were around, they were awake when 9.2 million jobs happened.
Okay.
Last month, like the last quarter was 35,000 jobs.
Right.
As a nation, 35,000 jobs. Here's a fun to know fact.
Okay.
For the first time in our nation's history, more businesses closed than opened. Yeah, that's a little sobering fact. And people look to the government. Why doesn't the government make more jobs? Why doesn't the government make? Because they can't. All they do is move money around. They collect taxes, they invent a bunch of crazy cuckoo stuff to spend your money on, and then we get a little tax return. It's a waste of money machine.
But
the federal government is so bloated, and then when people say, why doesn't the government make more jobs? Because they can't. They
But
don't.
wouldn't you
Small
s-
businesses make jobs.
Wouldn't you
this
say-
bar makes jobs.
Yes, they'd have. What I would like to make a rebuttal, may I please? The state of Colorado, by making marijuana legal, right, edibles, didn't they create jobs by making marijuana?
No,
whoa,
what they
right,
did is they
okay.
made it easy for entrepreneurs to open up shops.
Right.
So those capitalists said, you know what? I bet we can sell a lot of weed now that
Sure.
it's legal.
Okay.
So they
Okay.
jumped through
All right.
all these
Nobody
loopholes.
calls it weed,
Okay.
so I'm going to disqualify everything you just said.
But no, the government got out of the way so that entrepreneurs could try to make some money.
Got it.
So Colorado
Good
didn't
point.
create shit. People
All right.
did.
All
By
right.
the way,
Our
shit is a great, you get so wasted if you get the shit.
fucking hell.
Quick
Okay.
rebuttal, quick.
Stupidest argument I've ever heard.
How
in
dare
And I
you!
hear it all the time. The government, saying the government doesn't create jobs is like saying dirt and pesticides have nothing to do with making plants grow. Seeds create plants. Of course they fucking do. But unless they have proper water and the dirt is clean and the bugs are kept off, they won't fucking grow. And a government protects the trees in its orchard. Those businesses that grow in the country, it does. Because I'll tell you why.
We're having
Because if they
fun.
weren't licensing bars, and saying, okay, you need to have certain structures going, you got to have a bathroom, you got to have like safety measures on your place, you wouldn't find out the stuff you were eating in a restaurant was poisonous until after you ended up in the hospital. And that's the libertarian philosophy. Like, just let somebody, if they want to run a restaurant out of their fucking house. We used to have that. And we also used to have an infant mortality rate of 42%. The reason you regulate stuff like that, and the reason government controls and helps adapt these things, and it's not always perfect at it, that's not the fucking point. But if somebody across the street could just open up a bar across the street from here, have none of the quality aspects of it, but it was too late to find out until you were already poisoned, every bar in the city would go out of business eventually. That's what we learned by having the Old West. That's what
Yes.
we learned by having shitty shanty towns and miners' towns where people died.
So wait a
from
minute, you're arguing for government regulations.
Yes.
You're not talking about creating jobs.
But that's how they do it.
What's a
Governments
job?
create-
What's a job the government created?
That's what I'm saying. The government creating jobs is a stupid argument. Seeds create trees. The government's job is not to create
Wait
those
a minute.
seeds.
We're
but
back
to
to
bring-
marijuana, right?
what-
Seeds? I'm just trying
Okay,
to follow.
I'll tell you. Then all right. Here's how they create it.
government
Then in this
they
context,
created the job
in this
regulator.
context, the government creates every American job by protecting it legally and through regulation from other countries acting on our market. By protecting the intellectual rights and property of everything in. Okay, every time.
Just-
Wait, let me
You're-
finish
you're
this
still
thought.
talking about
Every
regulation
time
and
a movie
protecting.
company, this is the one we can all adapt to.
Okay.
Every time a movie company sues somebody for pirating in another country, They use the legal structure of the United States paid for by the taxpayer. That's what does it. The arm of the federal government overseas is what actually acts on that. So you as a movie producer are protected, as every other taxpayer is, when you start your business, from it being stolen from you by the structure created around the thing. Without that protection, your job wouldn't exist, and therefore, that's how the government creates jobs.
So
It
that,
creates
that
an
sounds
environment
like
of protections
so the
that-
government is the mafia?
No, the
we'll
government-
protect you.
the government
if we
is
don't
the-
protect you, you
the
won't
government-
exist.
The United States as a federal system and as a United States government is the dirt and the pesticide.
Okay.
That's how it creates jobs.
It
It's not the
smells like
fucking
shit.
seed it never
smells
was.
like shit. I think is what you're trying to say.
It's fertilizer. That's why it
Girls-
stinks, but you need it.
Girls, you're both pretty.